My name is Keira Cunniffe. I'm a senior at Norwalk High School. I am this year's recipient of the Kevin M. Eidt Memorial Scholarship.
Christian Eidt, that's E-I-D-T, originally from Jackson Heights, Queens, New York, and moved to Norwalk in December of '72.
For a few years you've been there.
A couple. Kevin, my son, was born in 1978. Fortunately, at the time, a healthy 11-pound, 1-ounce boy. However, in the next 24 to 72 hours, he would be diagnosed with coarctation of the aorta, baptized by his parish priest, driven by ambulance from Norwalk Hospital to Yale New Haven Hospital, underwent heart surgery, leaving him with a scar that traversed half of his torso. Fast forwarding to high school, Kevin was co-valedictorian of his class, member of the marching band and jazz band, co-captain of the tennis team, volunteer for the Norwalk Soup Kitchen, Save the Children Foundation, American Heart Association, and the member of the St. Jerome Parish Youth Board. Kevin graduated in June of 1996 and entered the honors program at Boston College's School of Management. He completed one semester, and the third day of his second semester, Kevin collapsed from cardiac arrest while playing an intramural basketball game. Kevin passed. The communities Kevin touched responded to his passing by doing a great many things to promote his legacy. And the communities, in recognition of Kevin, did not move on. The funeral director asked us, what did we want to do for flowers? And my wife, fortunately, got this inspiration, says, let's pass on the flowers and do a scholarship fund.
And this family created a scholarship in his name to honor students who, have Kevin's spirit and represent all that he stood for. And I think it's been going on for about 27 years. So, for 27 years, they've been honoring his legacy and building this family of people that, share what Kevin was all about. My freshman orientation, that I did a little research and I found out about this big scholarship that was offered, so was kind of drawn to it since then. The Eidts they came to our junior year induction into the National Honor Society, so we got to hear a lot about Kevin's story and what this is all about. And throughout the process, I got to speak more with the Eidts, especially in my interview. And ultimately at the banquet, I connected with a lot of the family as well. So I've got to hear a lot about, their journey along the way.
It is $120,000 this year and goes to what the Scholarship Selection Committee considers the most outstanding senior in the Norwalk class of 2024. It is not necessarily the number one student, the number one athlete, the number one artist. Rather, what we try to do is identify accomplishments and involvements in the breadth of areas which Kevin participated and excelled, which are academics, athletics, arts, and community and religious service.
There's a day that you're either going to get a phone call saying that you won or an email saying that you did not win. And they give you an hour span from 4:30 to 5:30. And I remember I was at the New Canaan Library and my friend called me and was like, do you want to go to the mall and whatever, go hang out? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I'm on my way driving there. It was 4:30 on the dot and I got a phone call and I freaked out. I pulled over immediately and I called both my parents and they were bawling, crying. It was crazy.
But her breadth of involvement across the 5 pillars differentiated her from the other more than qualified students. And it's such a hard choice. And you wish you could do everything for everybody, but that's just not the way the world works. So that's what set Keira apart.
So I will be attending the University of Wisconsin in the fall to study kinesiology. I always knew I wanted, a big school, a big community that goes to a lot of sports games and have all these clubs that, they offer to students. And Wisconsin had all of that. They have a beautiful college town, a beautiful campus, and not many schools had my intended major. Some of them you had to go through a couple other things to get to where I wanted to be, but they have exactly what I want.
It becomes important to see at our annual scholarship presentation. This year there were 15 recipients present, and to see them connect, even though they may not have been 1 or 2 years apart, is really special. And we see that and say, hey, we're very fortunate that, we may have lost Kevin, but we didn't lose what he stood for.
Yeah, so at the banquet, I was able to give a speech in front of everyone there, and it was filled with family members of Kevin and donors and past recipients and a lot of my teachers as well. So it was such a heartwarming experience having all these people there to see me and hear from me and support me. It was great. And then getting to catch up with all of them after as we took pictures and talked about the whole thing. It was so rewarding, and it was such a relief when it was all over, but I just felt like I joined a really big family. It was great.
That is, early on it was a crutch for us to get through our grief and loss. As it's evolved, it's become more of an extension of our family. That, we don't celebrate certain birthdays. The holidays are never the same. And you look for ways to find a way to get through, and you look upon the kids and hopefully they'll give opportunities that Kevin never had. It's become the point where it's been like a family, and in a subtle way. And we do say that, welcome to the family.